I live in the best place in the world in Nebraska. And one of the reasons it's the best place in the world is because of the people and the community that pulls together in times of disaster. We just experienced one of those disasters on Friday. According to the National Weather Service, we had 14 tornadoes, 5 of them measured as an EF3. They impacted much of the eastern part of our state. We had 450 homes were destroyed, many more damaged, millions of dollars in damage to public infrastructure. But thanks to a number of people, Nebraska was able to avoid any fatalities and, in fact, had no serious injuries. I want to thank the people at the National Weather Service and our broadcasters who helped make sure that we got the message out. These occurred on a Friday afternoon. Educators kept kids in schools and kept them sheltered. People got the advance warning, thanks to our broadcasters, and sought shelter. And that's one of the reasons we were able to avoid any serious injuries. Nebraskans knew what to do. And I want all Nebraskans who've been impacted by this to know that my wife Suzanne and I continue to keep you in our thoughts and prayers. And then came the reaction. All of the groups that worked to protect Nebraskans. I want to thank our first responders, especially those in Douglas and Washington County, for the work that they did. I want to thank the Nebraska State Patrol, the Nebraska National Guard, the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency. All of those organizations did a fantastic job of responding, as they always do, to these disasters. And as Nebraskans always do, when their neighbor needs help, they step up. And we saw it time and time again. Neighbors helping neighbors. The lines of people showing up at churches and other points of collection to drop off packages of bottled water, Gatorade, food. I had a chance to tour some of the neighborhoods that were impacted on Saturday morning and saw all the volunteers that had showed up. The wood chippers out there chipping up the wood, people cleaning up, volunteering, showing up with saws and hammers to be able to help out their neighbors. There was one house I went by in particular that the roof had been torn off. And already people were on that roof fixing that damage and an American flag flying high at that house. It's the Nebraska way. We live in such a great place because the people respond. And this disaster, like the other disasters we have, is just another shining example of Nebraska's spirit and how we come together to help our neighbors. My office has been in touch with Governor Pillen's office, and he has declared an emergency in a disaster area. And as the federal delegation pulls together here, we will support Governor Pillen's request and stand by to make sure that any federal resource that's available goes to help us recover in Nebraska. We will make sure those resources get to the people who need it, and we will recover.